Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com, and today's video is going to be a little bit of how-to. We're going to go over how to replace the buckle on your standard watch with a deployant buckle. Now, why would you want to do this? Most people do it, A, because it looks nicer, it's a little more elegant, and B, and maybe more importantly, is because it really, lengthens the life of the strap. Why does it lengthen the life of the strap? Well, let's just go through really quick how we put a watch on. I have here an old Orient Bambino version 1. So normally you'd put it over your wrist like this. You put the tail through the buckle and then you pull. And as you're pulling, you're scratching the leather up against the buckle. You put the prong through, and then what do you do to get it through the keeper? These are the keepers, these two things right here that hold the, that keep the strap against the part that's around your wrist. You bend it, and when you bend it, you have to bend it pretty sharp, and you're causing a lot of stress in this area here, and after a while the strap will begin to crack, fade, and a little premature wear on you. So deployant buckles get around that. And how do they do it? Well, so you actually need to wrestle with it to get it off, right? So what you do is you replace the end buckle with something like this that we sell, with something like this, and it becomes more of like a metal bracelet watch. Most watches that have the standard buckle on the end can have this as a replacement. So where do we begin? Step one is to remove the buckle that's on the watch currently. I'm going to take off my gloves so I can handle the tools a little bit easier. But I'm going to take the flat end, or the small fork end of my tool. I'm going to pop it between the strap and the buckle. I'm going to feel for the spring bar, and did you see that? It popped right off. So the buckle, if you can see, has tiny little holes drilled in the sides. They don't go all the way through. On some buckles they go all the way through. On this one it does not. And then going through the strap is just a spring bar. And that spring bar goes straight from one end to the other, and if I use the tool, sometimes they stick because of the leather. You can grab it and pull it, and then once you pull it, you'll notice the prong. Here's the prong. It's just got it's a wrapped piece of metal, and it's captured by the spring bar. We're going to reuse the spring bar in this instance, so I don't have to take it all the way out. So I'm just going to toss the prong away, and I'm going to push the spring bar back through. So now that the buckle is off, it's time to put the clasp on. It's called a double push button deployant because it has two buttons on it, these two here. You push them and the clasp snaps open. So now the idea is to get the spring bar to capture this piece of metal right here. And it sometimes takes a little bit of finagling. And there it is. Now that it's installed, we now need to feed the tail end of the strap through the buckle. So we come over here, and you notice now this is hinged. You can see the little pin right there at the bottom. So I'm going to pick it up. I'm just going to open up. See, it's hinged like that. I'm going to pass this through the hinge. And we're going to, here's where you start playing with it a little bit. We'll find which hole we think is going to be, a good fit for us. We'll push it through, close it, and now here's your watch. So you'll see now that when you close it, like thusly, see there's not really a lot of bending going on. You take your secondary keeper. And there's the watch. Then when you want to open it, you push the buttons. There we go. And it unfolds. And now you can see I'm really not bending this at all. So let's put it on. There we go, around the wrist. So now, it makes putting, watches on a lot easier too. So you fold one end in, clasp it, and then the other end, you fold it. I'm trying to do two things at once here. You fold it, and you feed it through the keeper while you're not fully engaged yet, and then push it and it snaps. Put your second keeper on. And there you go. So what you would do, if this is your first time doing it, is you'd go back and forth a few times and go one hole tighter, one hole looser, and just see what's better for you. But once you have it now, you never move it again. You keep it like this, and the strap will last a lot longer. Okay, so how do you know what size clasp to get? You know, we sell them in 3 sizes, 18, 20, and 22. Most watches, most watch straps taper about 2 millimeters from the lug to the end. Here's the lug end. Here's the other end. This is a Bambino, so it's a 21, which is kind of weird, but it tapers down to a 20. So what you want to do is just take a pair of calipers, you'll measure, and you can see that's 20 millimeters. Don't use, nice metal, hardened steel calipers on your watch, especially when you're measuring lugs and stuff like this, because you're just going to wind up scratching your watch. We sell inexpensive plastic calipers. You don't need to measure things down to 1/100th of a millimeter or even 1/10th of a millimeter, though they can do it. You just need nearest millimeter. So, buy yourself a pair of inexpensive calipers, made out of plastic, for your wristwatch stuff. Anyway, this has been Mark from LongIslandWatch.com showing you how to replace the clasp on your watch with a deployant buckle. Will lengthen the life of your leather strap. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to our channel if you have not done so yet. If you have any questions or comments, please put them below, and I'll be sure to address them all. Thank you very much.